Saturday public education class sponsored by the Mr. Gardeners of Hamilton County. I'm Carol Matthews, coordinator for the classes. Who is here that's never been here before? Wow, great. Okay, this is fantastic. Well, we're growing all the time. If people there, how'd you find out about us? Newsletters or newspapers? I was a Master Gardener, so you could. How you did. We're so glad that you came. The Master Gardeners are a volunteer organization here in Chattanooga that we work under the umbrella of UTC and well, UT actually, and then it goes locally. UT. I don't want to stand in front of them.
You're not, you need to come this way, just do it. You're not in front of them. Yeah, that's good.
I didn't know I was a movie star. This is a direct production here. We offer this class for 10 months out of the year. We don't do it in December. But we do have this on the third Saturday every month. We try to have an educational class, something about gardening. And as you know, this is going to be on container farming today. Next month, I will tell you that we're going to have a little bit of something different, which I think will be very interesting. Carol Davis, one of our gardeners, and she's actually our editor. She is going to be doing a class that's got a little bit of history with it. We didn't understand when they had the Lewis and Clark expedition all those years ago. They were commissioned to document all the plants and wildlife, everything along the way of the trail. And she's going to talk about a lot of plants in lower Mississippi, lower Missouri, which has the same growing zone that we have here. So it's going to be a little bit, it's gardening with a little bit of history with it. It's going to be a very interesting class. And then in July, we're going to have Peter Necrovich, and he's going to be talking to us about raised bed gardening, which is something that we're all very interested in and using a lot of on that one. So today we've got Todd Matthews in the back that's helping the Master Gardeners to sign you in. We have Skeeter Gallagher up here as our Zoom director over there. And where you don't see is Suzanne Ford. She's running everything behind the scenes up there. But we're so glad that you came. And today we're in for a treat with our container gardening. Now you have a little bit of a handout. Now these will be on the table. These are some productions that the UT has that you can order, and you can take a picture of this with your camera. This one is on the 4 steps to starting an introduction to growing it. And this is the more container gardening, has a QR code, which they're kind of garden of tomatoes. So people get some information from that from UT that we have those to tell you about this morning. Now then, I'm going to introduce to you Karen Webster, and she is a native of Wisconsin, and she's had 10 years in sales experience in the Tennessee Garden Center. She's a UT Master Gardener. She started in 2007. She's a previous member of the board for the Master Gardeners. The committees that she has served on are the Education and Speakers Bureau. She speaks on subjects including container gardening, miniature and fairy gardening, terrarium gardening, succulents, shade gardening, and she also co-teaches the our annual holiday live wreath making class that we do every year in November, and also the propagation class. She's a past speaker of Master Gardeners for third-party classes already. She's spoken several times here today. The Tri-State Garden Conference, the Food Bank, the Master Gardener Expo, and various garden clubs she talks to her in town. So I want to introduce to you our container master.
Good morning and welcome. Container gardening can be really fun and it can be really scary. I don't know how many of you have gone to the garden centers, been overwhelmed with the vast amount of beauty that's there, go home after you've spent a bag full of money, only to find out you don't have a container big enough for it, or it's too much for the container, or you don't have the correct lighting, or you just put it all together and it fails. So this morning, what we're going to do is spend a little bit of time going over and finding out your planning, before you even go, some of the things that just to keep in mind and help you be more successful. After my PowerPoint, I will be going through and actually showing you some samples and then actually doing a demonstration, just a simple demonstration on how I approach things. And if you're a true gardener, you know that there is never one answer. There's always exceptions, and plants also have a lot of exceptions. Plants are plants, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And for the most part, they have an average, this is about what they're gonna do, and then you can kind of figure out in your growing phase if that's true and what you need to do. And the nice thing with container gardening is a lot of the time you can correct it, like mid-season, before you actually plants. So, Carol, if you could please get the lights for me. Thank you. Keeping it contained, the joys of container gardening. Also, you have a handout that if you want to take notes on that as we go through, you're more than welcome to do that. Because we'll be covering really everything that's on that sheet. Advantages of container gardening. You can container garden in just about any location. And whether it's on a rooftop or whether it's actually below a balcony, on a balcony, indoor, outdoor, there's lots of options. Container gardening is temporary, usually, unless you have those huge containers that you really can't move, like a concrete urn. They're accessible. Many people with handicap should not be not allowed because they can't get to an actual garden and get in a garden bed. By being able to actually container garden, a lot of times you can raise it up so that they can actually reach it and get to it. Children love container garden. And you can put in a variety of things from vegetables to herbs to flowers to you name it. Again, we'll go over a little bit more of that. And you can take advantage of lighting. And if you have a deep shade, you still can grow plants. And if you have the full on all day sun, you can still grow. First, if you look at your environment and where you want to actually do your container gardening, that's really key. Is it on a covered porch that actually gets very little light, or maybe it gets a lot of light? Is it in front of a brick wall where it's radiates heat, it's really hot? What container do you have? Do you have a container? If you don't, what type of container would you like? Types of plants. Do you have plants but you don't have a container? Or do you have a container and you want to get plants, or do you need both? And your design theme. Is this for something special, a special event, Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthday, Easter? Or is this for something where you've got a tropical pool theme going on, or more of a formal theme? Because the plants that you select and the container that you select can actually enhance. And color. Do you have a color in mind? Are you trying to match a copper roof? Are you trying to match other plantings, shutters, cushions? And where will you put it? Is it going to be in the sun, shade, partial, or you don't know? And is it near water? And that means, can you easily water it? Do you have a container that you can fill up and get to it regularly during our hot, long summers? Or is it near a hose or a drip line? Types of containers. Really anything that can hold potting soil or water, you can plant it. And I'll show you some examples in a little while. Clay, concrete, plastics, cloth, glass. It's your imagination. There's some beautiful containers with crystal, silver, copper, just some unusual things you don't normally see. Little teacup. Terracotta is typically inexpensive. It's clay, or it's made out of clay, and it can be glazed or unglazed. And glazed just means it's got that hard glazed surface over it. And so when you're looking at a glazed container, keep in mind that that is not going to be as porous on the outside as your container that's just straight terracotta. Straight terracotta is going to be real porous, so it's going to absorb a lot of water and also some of the minerals on it. Also, if you're going to put your container down on something and you have a drip tray or that comes under the saucer that comes underneath terracotta, a regular terracotta is going to wick moisture. So if you put it on wood, you're going to damage your wood potentially. So if you have glazed on the bottom, you can still have the same nice look as terracotta, but it'll protect that surface. There's many styles, many colors. They can dry out quicker than your normal, if there's something that's more of a sealed container. It can crack in a cold, so if you have it outside in the winter with a hard freeze, that moisture that wicks into that terracotta can actually crack in the container. Whiskey barrels. Typically they're informal, rustic, typically made of wood. They can accommodate large plants, large strawberry. You'll see a lot of those, like tomatoes. Also, they make wonderful pots with when you have like a lot of petunias or something draping over the side. They can be quite lovely. They're good for veggies and herbs, but when you fill them up with soil and water and plants, they're heavy. So that's something you want to keep in mind. That wherever you decide you want it, make sure that's where you want it. Hanging baskets. Usually plastic, metal, or moss. You can use it for single or multiple plant varieties. They dry out quicker. They're typically more exposed to breeze or wind. And they can also be heavy when wet. When you're first installing and planning on using it, make sure that the support that is ever it's hung from can handle it, because they do get heavy, and you really don't want a lot of damage to your home or whatever. Urns, most of the time they're concrete and also lightweight materials. Often used for a formal look, they can provide height. Check for the drainage. If you're going to use an urn, check for the drainage and the space for the soil. A lot of urns are beautiful and good size, but the actual planting space is can be quite small. And if you plan on putting it out in an environment where you can move it, then you're going to need to be able to water that more frequently. Window box and planters. A variety of materials and a variety of ways of viewing it. Some of them are low, like on the ground. Some of them like mid-eye, or some you have to look up at. And so when you're designing or planning and doing a container garden, it's a window box or a planter, keep that in mind also. If you have something that's more upright, where are you going to view that? You're going to be at a distance, or you're going to be up close. And if you're going to have to look up at it, will you be able to see the plants? Considerations for success. Getting the correct plant for the correct environment is key. And I'm guilty, as maybe some of you are, If you go into a garden center and you're going to select plants and you get excited about, oh, this is really pretty and stuff, and you get it home and it's absolutely not in the right light that you thought you had. And so then what do? Because most of the time you can't return the claims. So what's on the tag, you're going to have the actual plant name and the Latin name, which is
Top button.
button. Okay, this is, here's the Latin name of it, and that gives you the true genesis of what that is. It'll also tell you the lighting. If it's full sun, that's 6 hours or more of direct light. So that could be 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, or late afternoon, or 6 hours continuous. Partial sun is 3 to 6 hours of sun, and shade is less than 3 hours. Watering, does it need regular watering? Is it drought resistant? The average size, now average is average, and this plant can grow in zones 5 through 8. So we're in zone, if you're here in the valley, we're in zone 7. We could grow roughly what they can grow in Atlanta. Zone 8 is actually more like Atlanta and South. If you're up in the mountains, it's a little cooler. If you go to Wisconsin, that's zone 5 in the southern part of Wisconsin. And so when it says slow growing 1 to 2 feet, okay, it's slow growing. But here, because our growing season is so long, and typically we don't freeze, the ground doesn't freeze, plan that it's going to get on the higher end of that. Also, when you're growing in a container, know that the container, because it's exposed to air on mostly all sides, it's I would go, if you're planning on carrying it over through the winter, I would go a zone colder or even 2 zones cold. So we're zone 7, so I would go to a zone 6 or a zone 5, just to make sure if I've got something that I really want to keep, like this boxwood, it would be okay for me to put it in a container. And then it's got usage. So most will have this type of information. So look at the tags. And it's really easy to Google something, look it up online and see if you're thinking about a particular plant or something, you can look up and see, is that going to perform the way you want it to? And you may only want this 1 year to get rid of it. That's fine. But if you do plan on carrying it over, you need to know about that. Also, it'll tell you if there's any issues like deer resistance, not deer proof. Nothing is deer proof. I can attest. Deer resistant means they're going to prefer something else. But when we had the drought, it was about 5 years ago, I think roughly, the deer ate everything. Typically they would eat monkey grass, but they ate everything. So just keep in mind that it's resistant. Almost any plant used in a container, provided you can get the root ball in and the growing requirements are met, and it's got good drainage. A lot of failure is because plants get overwatered and the drainage isn't proper, or it's not able to drain to a container. Something else is an annual or a perennial. An annual typically means it lasts 1 season, 1 growing season. So your pansies in the fall are 1 season. They're more of a cool weather plant. They don't like that heat. They die a terrible death when it gets really hot. And it's like overnight. They'll get springy and sometimes kind of slimy and no chance of recovery. A perennial lasts 2 or more seasons. Those would be more like your hostas and some of those types of plants. Typically your annuals bloom more, like your petunias, your geraniums. They've got this energy that they keep giving, and then they fizzle out. Potting soil. As good a quality of potting soil as you can find and afford. There's a lot of different potting soils out there, and the potting soil is different than your garden soil. If you go and you dig something up for your garden and you try and use it, you will lose. The garden soils are too dense. The roots will rot. In the ground, it's fine, but when you put it in a container, it just gets way too dense and the roots can't breathe. And so it will kill the plant. So you do need potting soil, and there's a variety of different kinds that you can get, depending on where you go. It's a looser, a lot of times it has peat moss, sometimes it'll have like pine bark shavings, sometimes hardwood shavings in it that actually feeds and also helps the plant roots to get there. Specialty potting mixes are your things for like your orchids, your cactus, palm, citrus. So if you just look on the bag, it'll say potting soil. Also, there's some potting soils that also have the fertilizer already mixed in, and the fertilizer will last 3, 6, or 9 months, and that's all pure and how much water. And I'll get to that in a little bit. Also, they have some that have a moisture control, and what those are, the little beads like these bead diapers that help with moisture, and so it helps hold moisture in it. You can buy those in little specialty containers, or you can actually get soil that's got them. If you use it if you buy your own and mix it into your soil, read what's on the container. I made the mistake of taking that, and I thought, well, if a little's good, a lot's better, right? So I poured in quite a bit of that moisture thing, watered it, walked away, and came out, and all the soil was out of the pot because it expanded and dumped the soil. So, lesson learned, mistake. Frequency of watering. It's dependent on a lot of things, but container size, if you have a huge container that you can have a lot of soil in, it's going to take a whole lot less water. And frequency of watering is something that you've got really a real small container. It also depends on the type of soil that you've got. Some is looser than others, even though it's potting soil. Some will be, the water will flow through a little faster. The amount of sun, the temperature, and the wind. If you've got it in a windy location, it's going to dry out much faster. Best test method is put your finger in up to your knuckle, and if it's cool and moist, it probably doesn't need watering. Another way is if you've got a lighter weight container, after you water it, pick it up and feel what it feels like. Then you know how heavy that is when it's really wet or well watered. Then pick it up before you water again and see is it lighter. And a lot of times that's a really easy way, or just even tip it up. You can feel it. You get after you do it a couple of times, you'll know. And create a schedule. During the season, if it's warmer, cooler, rainy, dry, that'll change. Like this time of year, we've had some really warm weather, and then it's been cool, and then we've had a lot of clouds, and so it's not a okay once a day I go water. You may not need it once a day. In fact, you may actually kill your plant by doing that. So it's really kind of paying attention to that. Also during the summer, when we get into like that July, August, it's hot, it's dry, it's humid. A lot of times you'll find that your plants will dry out quicker, but you can also find out that the ones that are under cover may not dry out as quick. because it's got humidity that's holding it in. So it really is like a, you're gonna have to look. Also, schedule, is it easy to water? That location is key. A whiskey barrel out in the middle of the front yard is going to be, unless you got water running to it, it's gonna be a whole lot harder to keep that hydrated. Now it's bigger, it's gonna have more soil, but you're gonna have to haul whatever water it needs to. And are you willing to do that in the middle of summer? Some of the things I've had to give up because I don't want to have to truck, like 4 containers of water to a particular project. Drip irrigation, if you have that available with timers, can help. Fertilizer. There's really a couple different kinds. There's actually 3 kinds. One is a granular and a pellet. Usually that's like your Osmocote. It's a continuous release. It's usually either 1, 3, 6, or 9 month period, usually is, and it'll tell you on the bag. Or if you purchase it separate on the container, it'll tell you. Now, if you're watering more frequently, it's going to need probably more than that. Water soluble is more like your espresso. It's a fast acting. You can apply that, and again, read the directions. They'll apply that weekly or bi-weekly. Often it's used for annual flowers to promote heavy blooming. If you want those lush, heavy blooming, like again, petunias and draping are absolutely exquisite, you're going to have to fertilize more frequently. Orchids is a specialized fertilizer. Succulents you use less frequently. They don't need a lot. Herbs do not need a lot of fertilizer. In fact, they'll get real scraggly if you use a lot of fertilizer with them. Frequent water is going to wash out the fertilizers, and additional applications may be necessary. Annuals typically need one. Now, I told you there's actually 3. There's a starter fertilizer also that you can use. There's your granular, there's your liquid, which is more of your espresso, but then there's the starter fertilizer that you can use. You don't have to use that, but sometimes that gives you a nice start for the root development. So continuous release is like your the granular, and Osmocote is a real popular one that you probably have seen. Fast acting, again, there's like proven winners, Expona. You can also use organic, like some of these are organic, but you can also use things like fish emulsion, some compost tea, those work also. When you look at a container for nutrients on a fertilizer, you're going to find, like it'll say 24, 12, 17 on a container, whether it's either with potting soil or whether it's actually in a separate container that you buy. The first number is for nitrogen. That's good for leaf and foliage growth. The second number, which is this one, is for phosphorus, and that's healthy root and flower production. So if you want a lot of flower production on it, you're going to want that higher middle number. Potassium is 17, that's overall health and disease resistance. Also, there may be minor nutrients that are included in them, but these are your main ones that you're going to find. Temperature, our average first frost, now if in mountains or, it's average. So first frost is April 5th or October. First frost is October 15th. Your last frost is April 15th. And that's just a guideline. This year, it was a lot later. And depending on where you were, real low. And so kind of plan on that when you're looking for your plants. And you can go to the garden center, Lowe's, Home Depot, and you can find plants back in probably January, February that look beautiful that you want to get and start your container garden. Guaranteed you're going to kill them. if you have them outside. Now, if you have the opportunity that you can move them into a indoor space or like a unheated garage for a day or an evening when it's really cold and move them back out in the sun, then you can get a head start. But just kind of keep that in mind. That's average. We've had first frost into December, so it just depends. Location that you locate your containers, it's going to be warmer near asphalt, brick, concrete. It's going to radiate more heat. And if you have it on a driveway that's got that, it's going to radiate from the bottom. If it's got on a wall, it's going to radiate on the side that's closest to the wall. It's cooler when it's raised, and if you have it sitting on a table or pedestal, it's going to have a little bit cooler of an environment than if it's up tight against one of these walls. Further considerations is this space. Do you want an instant visual effect? I like instant gratification. So I have a tendency to like cram everything in, and then when I think it's full, I add more. Now that's fine for a couple weeks, but somebody's going to have to go, or they're going to die. You know, they're not going to survive at this time of year. Now in the fall, you can get away with that because with like pansies and snapdragons are another good one. Those you can crowd a little bit closer because it's going to get colder. And so they're not going to grow as much. And so you can crowd them a lot more and you don't have to remove them as much. But in the spring at this time of the year, your instant gratification is going to require that you either lose some or you're going to have to remove some, which is perfectly fine, and I do it regularly. To maintain on this instant gratification, you're going to need to cut back plants, remove some to avoid overcrowding, and they're going to probably need more water. And if you have time for something to grow, just space them further apart. And this time of year, they grow fast, particularly if you've met the soil requirements, you've given them food, you've given them adequate water, they'll grow fast. Tight placement. See how tight this is? If this is planted like this time now, it's only going to last. You'd be lucky if you get a month out of that before it starts really getting too tight. But if you have an event, go for it. That doesn't mean that all of these will die. You just pull out the ones that start getting over so that they can too big, so that the other ones can have room to spread. Further consideration, grooming. Now that you've gone through and done your planting, you've selected the right plants for the right place, you need to groom because your work's not done. If you groom the plant, most plants will actually reciprocate and give you more. This plant right here is lovely. See this dead, almost dead over here? It takes away from it. And with just a quick visual, maybe even when you're watering, just take your snips and snip off any dead or branch leaves or flowers. If there's a leaf that is turning yellow or brown, it is not going to go green again. No matter what type of CPR you give it, it's not going to be. And it took me a long time to figure that out. Also, if there's overgrown plants or plants that are not performing, just pull them out. You could use them maybe in another spot. And replace struggling plants with healthy plants. So just because you do a container doesn't mean you have to be done. During the season, sometimes plants get tired. We get tired, we get hot, we get stressed, and sometimes they get tired. So don't be afraid to add, take another plant and put it in its place. Kind of revigorate your plant to the top. Design, the fun part comes. Consider when you're designing, you've already considered where you're going to put it, what environment it's going to be in, but then consider the container and plants color. Containers, this is a dark container, so it gets real subtle and disappears. Where the plants become the focal point on this. If this container was a bright color, that could fight with the plants as far as what you look at, or it could actually enhance the plants, or it could become the trophy. Also consider texture. If you look, there's lots of different leaf texture and flower texture, different sizes, different colors. And is there a theme that you have? When you're looking at colors, there's nothing that's going to be wrong. It's your design. You do it the way you do it. And if somebody doesn't like it, they don't have to look. So, and if you want to test out plants, it's a good way, it's an easy way to actually test them out and see, do you like this for maybe if you're gonna do something later or next year, just to kind of do a little sampling of it in a container so you can kind of see how it actually performs. So warm color are like your reds through actually your yellow greens. Those are more of your warm colors. Your cooler colors are more of like your violets, your blues, your greens. Perception of color, your green and blue colors represent, they're like water, sky, forest. It's a relaxing color, it is calming. And so when you look at it, it's calm. It's not like a woof, look at me, just this calmness. Red, yellow, orange are warm colors. Heat, fire, sun. They want attention. Look at me. And when you mix them together, it's like, wow. So you can walk by and it's like, holy cow. Purple can be warm or it can be cool depending on what you put it next to. White, bright and shaded area. It gives an evening glow if you've got lights that are near there. And whites, they figure it doesn't have to be a white like a flower. It could be that white or that silvery leaf, like this is Dustin Miller. But there are lots of plants, lamb's ear, that all have that silvery foliage that reflect the light at night. And if you have a full moon, they'll also reflect in that type of light. Black softens colors around it and it recedes. So see how it kind of disappears into that wall. Monochromatic is basically one color in its various shades. So you could do, like here, it's all different shades of green and it's calm. This is different shades of like your creamy and white. Analogous are the colors that are next to each other. Like these are your, in this particular one, it's like your oranges, reds, yellow. And at a distance, if you look up at if you look close, you can see the different colors. But if you back away from it, it gives it actually kind of a depth. It's and it looks like it's one color, but as you get closer, you'll see that it's not. Complementary is, whoops, I'm sorry. Get back there. Whoops. Complementary are opposite each other on the wheel. So if you do like a yellow and a violet, you're going to pop. And depending on, typically the violet, if it's dark shade, will recede and your yellow is going to pop. This can be a stunning combination, but there are many other ones. But it's just, and when you're at a garden center, put your plants next to each other and see. It's amazing what putting one color next to another will do as far as visually. And some are really exciting and some are like. Primary color is like your red, blue, and yellow. And this has white next to it to soften it, which it does. But if you take those three together, they're bold. You know, you think of children's playgrounds, colors, toys, they're bright, they're exciting, they can be beautiful together, and they can also be pretty jarring. Riotous is mishmash of, you take lots of different colors and you put them together, and it can be beautifully done, but it also makes it sometimes difficult to focus. I mean, you see a mass, you don't really see individual plants. And then pastels, can you see that? Or is this plant more? Okay, pastels are just softer colors. And it can be any color, but it's just the softer. And it usually works well with grays and silvers. Texture. Leaf texture, blooms. Here's a very ornate container that also plays with the ornate foliage. We've got lots of different textures on this. Scale. You've got your small trees like bonsais, but then you've also got your large, like a palm tree. So when you're looking in your container, what do you want to accomplish? Both of them are statements. Here you have a tree that scale-wise fits beautifully in between these two window boxes. Here you've got a large area and an assignment, basically. Here's the end of where this chair is and a place to sit. And this is like defining a long path so that you know where to actually go to be a very grand entrance. Theme. You got your fall themes. These are like mums that are planted in pumpkins, makes great containers, in baskets. You may be having an event, or you may have a bar on your patio that you want something that looks nice. Christmas, I mean, there's lots of different statement plants. It's usually like one plant or one plant used multiple times. And trees, shrubs, work well as statement plants. That's a statement. That's a statement. This is also got, if you look, there's some, there's a Buddha, sitting in it, and you can actually make a very big statement that says a lot about you, the designer. Is it repetitive here between the shrubs and the pot? Okay, design technique. Lots of techniques. There's not a right or wrong. Your container, make yourself happy. One technique that a lot of people use is called thrill, fill, spill. So a thriller is something that actually reaches above and can be a variety of things. So in this case, it's a type of ornamental grass. Sometimes it's shrubs, sometimes it's a flower that just gets taller. This is considered more of like a middle area, and that's more of a filler. And so plants that typically get a little bushier and fill in that middle ground, and then you have your spiller. And spillers, you can use like ivies, you can use a variety of things, spirit slope, petunias. So you've got your thrill, fill, spill. And you've got your thrill, your fill, and then your spill. Same here. Now in this case, this container is set on a step down. Behind it, it actually has two other containers that are actually working with it. And so you have this natural pyramid shape built off of that. And it's actually 3 different containers. Did you make it? I did not make that one. Here's another type of of one that's using like trees and shrubs. Here's where you're looking from below. Remember, it's about, looking up. You still see your tropical still. And then the matching below it. If you're not matching your complementary. Your snore. Your ivies can be very dramatic and very invasive. So kind of be careful where you put those, and when you're done with them, I highly recommend you don't throw them in a compost pile. Or your neighbors will not be happy with you. Okay, this case, this is a sky pencil holly. Stands. Then you got your fillers here. And this begonia, as well as this creeping jenny, actually both become more of a spill. It's coleus. Oops. You got your coleus. Then you've got your filler, is floral bells, and your spiller, which isn't doing a lot yet, but is this terrain. And that will eventually get heavy enough, it'll drop. It grows up and then it's heavy and drops. Plant groupings also can function like that. So you've got your tiller, fillers, and these both have more spillers with them. This is a tree that is actually planted behind it. And so it becomes part of this grouping. So when you're looking at your container, what's the environment it's in? And you can use that. And then it's got the lighting behind it. So it makes these this lavender look like it's on fire. This is another where they've used the lavender petunias except but then they underplanted, put this on a little pedestal and then underplanted, so it looks actually like it's floating. Succulents. Succulents are low water plants. Some people call them just fat-leafed plants. So things like your aloe, your jade, those are all succulents. They have low water requirements. Typically, and when I'm saying this, there's always an exception somewhere, but typically they have low water requirements because their fat leaves hold the water. There's a large variety of plants, both annual and perennial. Annual is one season, perennial is 2 years or more life. Now, annuals you can move in indoor and outdoor, and you can use those either place. They can be formal or informal, large leaf and small leaf, some bloom. Some of them give you kind of a desert or even a tropical look. It's a hypotufa container that has a couple different kinds, and see how it's between draping. What's hypotufa? I'm sorry? What's hypotufa? It's yes, it has some, yeah, it's basically you form the hypotufa. I haven't made one. I've spoken. Carol, do you want to explain hypotufa?
Come up closer, please.
I can, but I won't do it justice. They're beautiful.
A hypertufa is a combination of mixing sand, quick concrete, and like sphagnum moss or something like that. With that, and we do the mixture, and you mix it up, and you take it like a pot or something like this, and you turn it over. And you take it, mix it like it was almost like a concrete, you know how you take concrete and pat it. You just pat the whole thing full of this type of thing. And then, like you just put it'll cover it. You can put you some 2 holes up here to be on that and just cover it over. And then after it dries, you can turn it over. And if you use a concrete box, a cardboard box or something like that, you would just take it out, and then you've got basically a concrete planter as such, only it's not the solid concrete, it's very porous and moss will grow around it. But it's a really neat thing to do. You can make them and set them in the yard, different places. It almost looks like you're planting in a rock garden type of situation, you know. Some people even spray paint them and do different things with them. We did a class several years ago. Gretchen Rominger was one that was directing this class, and I've got 2 in my garden, and that's been goodness gracious, 9 years ago, and they're still there, and I still use them on that one. It is heavy. It will be heavy depending on how much that you put on this on the outside, because you can use different design. You can make the big, but you know, the bigger tubs or big boxes and whatever you put in here is something that you can peel back out or whatever. Or if you wanted to do a plastic container, you could actually leave something in there and be just long as be sure that you put 2 sticks or something in here to be sure that you've got 2 holes. But it's just a hand mixture putting something together. And you know, maybe I'll talk to Gretchen and we'll see about having a class or something like that. If she's listening, I'll catch her.
There's also. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. These are also succulent. This is a good use of your bird bags that have clumped and got damaged and have drainage. Now, on this, these are all succulents, which means they're going to need low water requirements. So if you have a sunny porch that's covered, it doesn't get rainfall, something like that would be a good solution. It's not a good necessarily a good solution if you have it out in the middle of your yard, because with you can use it for other plants that are fine with more water. But with something like this, again, it's not going to drain as much, and so you can drown it. And if we get one of our gully walk shears, it can make a mess or something like this. But if you do have a bird box that has cracked, you don't have to throw it away. Just be creative.
Question. So you will make this out of succulents. How would you save them for winter? You have to undo all this and.
That's something like this.
Yeah, well, something like this, something like previous one. I mean, I feel terrible just letting them dry in the cold, so I will have to undo them and.
You either move them indoors and enjoy them in a bright window, or you can sometimes move them into an area that is about 40 degrees. So sometimes that's in the garage. They're not going to be happy if they don't get light. So you could supply additional light with it. But in something like this, you can actually, once you make this, I would let it lay horizontal for a period of time so it gets its roots kind of set. And then you can actually turn it vertical. These also make beautiful centerpieces. This is a fun one. This is actually a museum. Yes, this whole property is artist. This woman is an artist that does this. And all of these in here are all succulents. And so it's kind of literally a grand theme. Herbs. I find if I have my herbs close, I use them frequently. Then if I have to go a distance, if I'm cooking and I want to use the herbs, I can go and snip some and I've got it fresh as I'm doing it. But if I have to go and have to make it away, I guess it would be it. Or I'll use some dried. So also herbs. Got parsley, chives. Chives get a little wild. So this is just a little piece of string around it to keep it under control. And then pansies. And there are a lot of edible flowers. You can do hanging baskets also, for birds. Vegetables. Also, lots and lots of different things you can do with vegetables and fruit. This has got like beets and tomatoes and what's nice with this is if you have somebody in a wheelchair, they can roll up to it. Fruits, these are strawberries. This is a lemon, Meyer lemon tree that's grown in a thing. Then you have to move it indoors during the winter. Large vegetables. Tomatoes, this is a tomato plant here. Determinant, when you look at your label, when you're purchasing or growing, if you grow from seed, determinant tomatoes grow to a certain size and basically stop and get most of your, and again, it says generally you get most of your produce at one time. Intermediate means it continues to grow. So when you plant it, if it's well taken care of and in the right environment and right everything, it'll grow till frost. But they get huge, and in containers, they actually become kind of unwieldy and hard to take care of. If you also look at this tomato plant underneath, this is lettuce. Lettuce is a cool season, I think. So while your tomato is getting size and growing, you can be harvesting from your lettuce. But once it gets hot, the lettuce is done, and then marigolds underneath. So your vegetables don't have to be okay. Here's a tomato plant this way long. You can decorate with those, and they have to be really pretty. Potatoes and carrots. So with potatoes, you need at least 2 feet of soil, and for root crops, you need at least 12 inches. If you go and if you get like your larger size carrots, just get a deeper pot. But you can grow a lot of things. If you use hanging pots for like your tomatoes, those are good for a little bit of your smaller ones, like your grape jelly bean, cherry tomatoes, where you can just go by and just kind of grab a couple and eat them. And they're pretty. Okay, random thoughts. And we've got a few containers and we'll just go through. Privacy screening. Look. Here's the front of it, but here's behind it. Here's your pack. And then they've got complimentary pots behind it. And that could be from a neighbor, it could be into your pool, it could be whatever. This is to help guide, designate, drive, or walk, road. Consider evening, is that something that is going to be viewed frequently? And do you have a patio with light to sit out on and want to see something? And press things that kind of glow. They're like lots of color and texture. This is another one that is riotous. Or keep it simply elegant. And if you notice here, remember I said with the red, yellow, blue, primary colors can be like a giant. That's what they've got right here, but the way it's designed is a very subtle, soft, elegant, and it's carried out with this dark color around it and the dark window box. Look up if you're going rooftop gardens. Can you see it from the ground? And if so, is it pleasing indoor when you're looking out as well as when you're outside? Alleyways and areas that aren't used a lot can still be beautiful. This is kind of a fun container concept. This is an upside down terracotta pot. This is a terracotta bowl. There's another terracotta pot that's a little bit smaller bowl, and then it's finished off with another upside down pot. Consider houseplants. These are all houseplants. Mothers-in-law tone. It fits that decor, that concept, but it's all one color, so it's calm. Unconventional. But in its way, it's beautiful. Color scheme on that matches the roof. Those are big wooden baskets. That just kind of lined up, and it helps guide you through. This is just a carpenter tool box. It says little, tiny. If you look at your little succulents, these are just, that's like one stem of like one plant. Just stuck in, and it becomes a crop. So miniatures are fun. This is a Nandina that changed colors. It was kind of a ratty looking on sale at a box store. I said, okay, what can you do with that? Rosemary, just monkey grass or lirial moss. Miniature trees, which are down here. If you look close at something, you might get a reward. Because there's something fun that you can hide in. So if you see some really interesting sticks or branches, they make wonderful accents to put in to your plants, whether they're fresh, whether you've got fresh or evergreens or like a nice addition. You notice the color scheme kind of carries throughout here, but it also makes it look considerably longer by using them all lined up. And then it's carried throughout. So you have your consistent color through here is thrown in, but then you've got other things planted in here, and it doesn't become like, what you look at. It's got too much stuff going on. These are wall hangers, and these are all succulents. So it's the same concept. These are just little boxes that are made in home. Very simple. Other of those like wild, lots of colors, lots of things. Let's take out the color box and see what all we can use. But it makes it fun. And remember, it's your garden. Be creative. You're the artist. And have fun. So that's the end of the part. So now I'll show a variety of things and do a little bit of a review as I show you a variety of things, and then I'll show you how I actually do this. Okay, choosing containers. We spent quite a bit of time going over a variety of different containers, colors, and samples. And on these, you know, you can use like, if you use baskets. Know that you can damage your basket if you don't have it waterproofed, and it may or may not be okay with you. Sometimes you can buy little plastic holders that can go inside, or you can also do the simplest you can. And place it and or any other kind of plastic and put inside. I would plant it first and then cut it because it's going to sink down a little bit. So don't be afraid to use things like that. Just simple containers like this make great containers for little centerpieces. This is lettuce. I saw an absolutely exquisite formal table at Easter that had candles. It was a long table and it had lettuce, small containers of lettuce and daffodils and candles. It was exquisite. And it was early in the season. And when you looked at it, you just saw this beautiful green foliage. You didn't really say there's lettuce. I mean, so if you have something like this that's open, if you don't want to see the pot or container that you've got inside, you can simply put something like moss around the side. Just take something like this and wrap around the side and it'll hide it. You can plant directly in it, but you don't. I occasionally will just use a container and set it down inside another room.
Live moss?
I'm sorry?
Is that live moss or what is?
This one is preserved. So it was. It's wood, yeah, and some reason each one has different instructions on it. And so it'll tell you if you have to moisten it or use it, if you can get it whole, sometimes just little pieces. Sometimes you can actually get them at your garden centers. And big box stores are great, but your garden centers and your small nurseries do beautifully with bringing in some unusual plants. So a lot of times you can buy a small container of live moss and actually plant those and have that as cover. Here's terracotta, something with terracotta. See how it's got that white? Martha Stewart had a class how to get that. So you don't have to scrub off the white. It gives it a patina. Now you can if you want to, but it gives it a wonderful patina. And if you just use pot consistently and water, just the salts in the water are going to do that. And it gives it character. You know, you can see the dimension and stuff, and as you can see, this has been a well-loved used pot, and I clean it, but I don't bleach and go crazy with it. And eventually I'll give it even a little bit of moisture like that. And I'm fine with that. So, wait. Here's another fun container. And kids love this. You know how you get your like strawberries and things at the produce store? And take a coffee filter, put it in the bottom so it holds. It's got drainage already. You put in a little bit of either potting soil or seed starting soil, and just lightly sprinkle some like lettuce leaves or lettuce seeds. And it doesn't take very many. And within about 3 weeks, you'll have a beautiful arrangement that the kids can eat. Okay, sorry, Zoom. This is another container. It's a piece of driftwood. And this driftwood, if you're going to use driftwood, soak it, make sure you get all the insects and things out of it. And if it's sea near salt water. You're gonna have to be kind of careful because it's gonna have that salt water in it, and plants don't typically like salt water. This was not, this was more from fresh water. So clean it, soak it, and then you can just put, it's really easy if you use glue gun to actually put these in. These are succulents. Succulents, you can just take pieces of succulents and use a hot glue gun, and they'll be fine for months. You can mist it a little bit if you want to, but they've got those fat leaves, and so they don't need a lot of water. So for placing this against a wall or hanging, or you lay it flat as a container, it works both ways. And so be creative and think of unusual and different uses. Stay. So knock it down anyway. Okay. Potting. We talked about potting. And this is kind of a typical one that you can find at stores. You know, you can get this just found everywhere. They come in all different size bags. It'll tell you if it's gonna the fertilizer in it. I frequently like to buy bags that don't have fertilizer in it because I want to control the salt. And that's just a preference that I do. The starter fertilizer that I use that I told you before. Biotone is a nice, it's organic. It's stinky. And it dissipates after a couple of days, but like I can smell it now. So I'm not going to show you today because you will not like it at the end of it. But this is a nice, it gives it just a jump start. And I use this actually in the ground as well as in containers. But I will be skipping that step today for you. Osmocote. This is another one of the pelleted, the one that we said is more long term. On this one, it's 15, which is a high nitrogen, 9-12. So this is more for your foliage. If it had a higher middle number, you'd get more blooms. So this I usually put in when I plant. It says this one is good for 6 months. Our growing season is really long. If you think about it, and if you have it in a container and you're watering, those nutrients are going to get washed out. So it's likely you're going to need to apply this sooner. And this is just one example of a good bloom and rooting. And this is one that you can use like every 7 to 14 days if you want a lot of blooms. Now, remember what I said about this? It was 15, 9, 12. Okay. And then this one is 958. 8. You think the flowers are going to like this? I can't read it. This is fertilome blooming. This is the water soluble. So you put this, you can put this in your container. This is like the long lasting. Where? There? Yes. Sorry.
You put that bag up, these are fitting for head.
Sorry, we're trying to excellent. All right. So, and there's a lot of different, there's also like Miracle Grow, and there's a lot of different ones that you can get.
Is this again?
Yeah. This one actually, I don't know if this is synthetic, but there's there are spoma. How frequently was I would read the directions, but the spoma, the liquid or the kind that you mix with water I think it's 7 to 14 days, but look at the container.
Yeah, but the one of this you started is.
It's fertile. The fertile biochar, I only drove once. At the beginning of the season.
I think you use like flower corn or garden, how big would you do that?
It'll tell you. And it's, each one is different. So I really read that knowledge. You know, they're different. Okay, choose the best plan. Now. You've got your container, you've got your fertilizer, you've got your soil. Now your plants. And based on what your lighting is and how much care you want to give it, go for it. This container is actually got succulents in it, but it also has got a begonia in it. So watering requirements, it's been fine with both. This is gonna bloom. This is not hardy for the winter outside. So this plant can go outside during the summer under kind of like a bright, it can have some morning sun. I wouldn't do afternoon sun. Can do some morning sun, and then in the winter, or when it starts getting, like 60, 70 in the fall, I'd move it indoor by a bright window. But don't be afraid to use house plants or plants that normally you wouldn't think of using together. Is a little miniature. It's a type of a boxwood, and this works as just a very simple little accent piece. It's natural because of where it's located is the moss that's growing on top, and I kind of help it out a little bit on occasion to help spread it. For the most part, it does it on its own, and this requires just a little bit of grooming every once in a while, but that lives outside unprotected year round. So during the winter, it looks like that. It's not as, it's getting a little greener because it's summer, but it looks just fine. So by picking the correct plant and where you want to have it, this is on a outside of a patio that can be visible from inside the house. So when you look inside, what is your view? And so it's a nice little accent in a particular spot. Begonias, now I'll show you how to take care of stuff in a minute, but these are begonias. These are considered bedding plants. And bedding plants, I'll show you. Bedding plants are the ones that you get in these little cups. Usually there's 4, sometimes 6 per cup. If you want to spread your budget, use some of these. They grow fast, just as fast as your 4-inch or quart size plants, but they're considerably less expensive. And at this time of year, again, if you've got the correct lighting, the correct food, the correct water, they'll grow fast and fill in really quick. But they make great fillers, and they're considering they're fairly inexpensive. Dusty Miller is another one. That's another. There's lots and lots of things. A lot of marigolds, zinnias. So that's a inexpensive way to fill out. This is 3 plants. So this isn't even a whole cup. I did this last fall.
You kept it in sun.
I moved it into, I moved it into an unheated garage. I've got a little greenhouse in there. and a grow light. And I just whack it back to about this high. And I've had them last about 5 years. But it was like this, like right away, and they're tough. And it sits in that west afternoon sun from about 2 o'clock until sunset all summer. And it's just active. And occasionally I'll feed it. But it's like, oh, I guess I haven't fed that for a month. Probably should. I guess some other sorry speeders. Am I able to be over here for a few minutes? Okay. These are all coleus. So they do bloom. This is heavy. These do bloom, but that's not what this plant is about. This plant is more about the foliage. And you can get some beautiful foliage from plants like this. And actually, since I have this here, I was going to do this later, but since I have it here, I'm going to show you how to keep these in check. All right, this is starting to get kind of long. And what you do is trimming them and they'll bush out. Because the plants want to keep growing. If they're well taken care of, they want to keep growing. What I would do is I would put down, and actually I've been doing this a bit, I would go down to a set of leaves, where the next set of leaves that send out, it's called nodes, where they send out the next branches, cut about 1/4 inch of that. And what will happen is below that, it'll send out more leaves and more branches. See, this is a little better. So this one, I'll take down quite a ways. So here's what this looks like. Now, if this was still in the pot, let's see if I can demonstrate this. If this was in the pot, see there's a set of leaves right here that come across. You want to go right above that, about 1/4 inch. And these will actually send out more leaves and more branches. And so that's how you get it forward and to keep it in check. And if you get a branch that's broken or something with like a coleus or a lot of these, just trim it, get it so that it's not haggard looking anymore. And just trim it and it'll grow back. Plants are pretty tough.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the cutting off right then, that does, and put them in water and leave them.
You can put them in water, what I would do. Propagate. All right, got my little stem. Right here, everybody see? I would take these bottom leaves off. Just kind of pinch, you can either pinch them or cut them off. And then, because these leaves are kind of big. If they were smaller, I wouldn't do it. These are kind of big, it's kind of. There's my cutting. And I can actually stick this in a pot. I could actually stick it in right next to this. And make sure that where those little leaves were that I just peeled off, go below the soil, and that'll root. Or you can also take a cutting. You can take something like this. Peel these bottom ones off. Stick this in water. And that'll root. And then you'll have more. Make sure you keep the leaves in water. Because of have bacteria on them and it'll contaminate. Sorry, Skeeter, I'm not helping you. Okay. Coleus also works beautifully with other flowers, and you can intermix it. It makes a good filler. And some of them get huge. There's a Kong series that gets absolutely huge. And when you're looking at like coleus and stuff, again, do a little bit of research, look at the tag. What does it say as mature sizes? And if you have a name like Kong, that says it's probably gonna get pretty big. And if you see mini or dwarf or petite, it's probably gonna stay small. So kind of look at that, but then also look at the mature size. 'Cause if you put in Kong and plant like this, it's gonna take over. And then probably not be happy. Okay, plants like these are also kind of workhorses, as long as you don't overwater them. When you water your plants, you want to water the soil, you don't want to water the foliage. Watering the foliage actually helps create a lot of disease. And when you're watering your plants also, look at your plants and yeah, it's beautiful. Kind of look at it and see, is there a leaf that needs to get cut off or one that's got debris below it? Because if you keep those sanitary, you're less likely to get disease. Also, inspect for insects. Sometimes you'll have like bugworms or worms and stuff, aphids, a variety of things on it. That's a good time when you water it, just to glance it over and see what it looks like. And is the shape still good? And since I kind of switched around here a little bit. And also, if you have it again, something like this, just take the pot out, water it, let it drain, and then put it back in, and you won't damage your container. I'll show you how to trim something like this, also the deadhead. I left it long, so you could actually see it, since I kind of, I'm trying to stay here. Show you. So, something like this. Oops, excuse me. It's getting kind of, see how it's getting kind of long. It's beautiful, but it's getting kind of long. And some of the leaves are kind of ratty looking. So, what I would recommend, now I could go in and shear it, and it would be fine. You know, you could cut it down about this high, leave probably a third of it, would be fine. But I don't want to do that. I want it to look good in between. So what I would do is take maybe a third of the plant. And I would do that, and a couple weeks later, I'll do another third, and a couple weeks later, another third. By then the entire thing has been refreshed and it still looks good. When you have things like petunias that grow and get real leggy, if you go in and you and if it's only blooming on the end, it's not going to send out more blooms up on top until you do something about it. So instead of just saying, well, I can't get any more, go ahead and cut it up. And where I showed you, you cut it just below one of those leaf joints. And if you do about a third every time, it'll keep it more full. If you've gone on vacation, it's gone past it and stuff, just go in and wrap. It's fine. You can cut it back again, so it's only about this high. It'll take probably 6 weeks for it to reflush, but you can do that. Okay, on something like this, I come in here and I just above, again, where that leaf is like, you see where this leaf is? Here's the flower. Here's where the leaf is. If you cut just this back, if you cut just above this, let me just do that backwards. Sorry, she did. If you cut just above it, this is where the new ones will come. Oh, I'm sorry, I screwed that one. Okay, geez. Okay, if you cut this below it. This is where your next is going to come. And by cutting this off, you get rid of some of the ratty So you can come in and you actually up with it. And on something like this, it doesn't really care. You can also then stick this in soil. Right. Okay, just say, okay, let's do our sample. Your drain hole in your container is gonna just, water's gonna go through it. Some of your soil is gonna go through it unless you do something about it. Landscape, little piece of like landscape cloth that water can get through that. You can use that. Simple thing is a coffee filter, paper towel. That'll hold the soil in, but it'll also allow free drainage, which you want. I would not put rocks or something like that that can actually hinders the growth and you can get kind of root problem. I would take a container that you can get as much soil as possible in because it's going to require less watering and it will also give the plants more room to grow.
You ever tried to drill the hole not at the bottom but on the side?
You can do it, but water ends up sitting
Right.
on the very bottom. So it does give it, sorry, but if you drill holes on the side of a container, you're still gonna have room for water to sit at the bottom. And if you can't do it on the bottom, then do it on the side. But I strongly recommend doing it if you can, and having the drain on the bottom.
I was thinking that, you know, I guess maybe I just laid that with the water today. But I was thinking that it's a good thing to have a little bit of water, is it not? It's a good thing to have a little bit of water there. Or not.
I don't think so.
Because every time I leave something with the holes at the bottom, I put it in the something because otherwise it just dries too.
Yeah, if it works for you, that's great. These are little plant raisers that you can get in deep. If your pot sits directly on say like concrete, brick, something that is actually not going to let the water go through, you're going to need to raise it a little bit so that it can freely drain. So even though you've got a great hole, if it sits flat on it, it's not going to drain well into that concrete. So these, you can use a variety of things. These are just called plant risers, and I got these at Home Depot. They come in a pack. But you can use rocks, sticks, bricks, whatever, but elevate it a little bit so that it can really drain. Okay. I'm gonna raise this up. So, all right, this is a container of herbs. So, good. Okay. These are all herbs. So this little container is going to take the same amount, the same type of an environment, same type of water. So in something like this, herbs don't like a lot of fertilizer. And they don't like sitting in water. So by planting like type plants like each other that are similar growth, you're going to have less problem with watering issues and growth issues. Now you can mix some other things in there, like if you wanted to put some flowers, like some marigolds or something else that are a little more tolerant of things, you can do that. But just know that there's a difference. Also, this is oregano, it's going to get huge. So I'm going to have to make a choice. Do I want the oregano to get huge and take over a portion? So should I remove that once everything else starts growing? Or am I gonna have to stop? And it may not kill something else, but it's gonna smother something, so you're not gonna be able to see it. Something like this, take full sun. You can use this like in the kitchen garden type concept, so that you can go out and have fresh herbs. So you can have fresh herbs as you're cooking. Also, some of the herbs detract in certain insects, like some of the mosquitoes and things that you don't want around. They don't like the smell of it. Deer typically don't like the smell of herbs. You know, they like to go after the nice, bringing like coleus, roses, things like that. But things like this, they don't typically like. Yes, ma'am.
When you leave them in pots all season.
No, this is just you. I just set them in here. No, I can plant them, whole thing. Could just do it just like this. If I were to take us home and do this, I would probably eliminate a third of them and I'd use them somewhere else. But this is more where I instant gratification. I like having it full, and then when it's, you know, then you have more.
You actually plant them in that planter. Is that all dirt or is it like a partial?
It's yeah, and the reason that I do that is because it's gonna take less long term. It's gonna be less water, less maintenance, and with herbs, many of these are perennial. And so with them being perennial, I can just leave them in year round. Something like this is basil. Now the basil is a perennial. So when it gets cold, it's gonna get big. But you keep harvesting it and just like a quarter of an inch above its top growth, sorry. Just above, you see above this, if you trim that right there, that's going to send out a whole nother set of leaves and get bushier. So during the winter or during this, and then I'd also pluck off these yellow leaves. During the summer, that's going to get big, so you can maintain it by trimming it and then using it, which is nice. But when it gets cold out, it's going to die. But that's where all your perennials just kind of fill in. So you can dig those out. You know, so something like your oregano is going to fill out. Okay, here, keep trucking here.
Aaron, what would you use for drainage in the herbs in the barn? Drainage.
I would just use I would just use like a old coffee filter or something like that. I would fill the whole container. And then also, if you have annuals, like if you did pansies in the fall, I wouldn't change out all that soil in the spring. I would change out maybe the top this much because that soil has not been used up. So I would just pull out that top portion of it, fill it with fresh in that rooting hormone or that rooting starting fertilizer, that bioton. I put something like that in it, fertilize it well and stuff, and you're good to go. Okay, these are all perennials. If you remember this basket. These are perennials, and then the main okay, these are perennials, which means year round. They're going to be there. This is a heuchera. This is a heuchera. Coral bells is another. That foliage will stay in our climate all winter. Now it's not going to look the best. It gets kind of a little sad, a little wilty and stuff, but it's fine. It's a shade plant, but here you've got like a thriller because of the blooms. You can cut these off if you want to, or leave them on to make beautiful little seed heads. They also are beautiful in arrangements, if you make arrangements. This is Linton Road. Right here, Helleborus, and the Helleborus is also a perennial. It's an evergreen, so you have these beautiful green leaves all winter. And then depending on what our temperature is, it will start blooming usually February, March, depending on the cultivar, February, March, that's why they call it Linton rose. They make great cut flowers. Some varieties, these are little seed heads that are in here. Some varieties are not sterile, and they will drop little shiny black seeds. And you can collect those and actually sow them if you've got them in a pot or in a wooded area or something, and they're beautiful. They're pretty easy to grow. And then this is hosta. The hosta is a perennial, but it's going to die back during the winter. It's going to disappear. These two are going to stay. So it can be lovely just as is, or you can put in some annual flowers. You can kind of intermix. So you can kind of intermix some of these, but then also you can also intermix ferns. Now you can get perennial ferns that will stay, some die back, some don't. So in dieback, it'd be like a hosta, they just disappear during the winter, but that could give you even more height. Some ferns get huge, so kind of pay attention to which kind you're getting, because they're pretty expensive. But so you can get a totally different look. During the winter, you can get some pansies or violas underneath it, and you've got an arrangement that will have, minus this, you'll have this. So your pansies and violas. And all right, so now we're going to do a magic act. I'll show you. I'm going to bring this down, too short. Sorry. So these are just set in here, which is also a nice way when you go to a garden center. You can take your containers in with you. Most garden centers, if just show them it's yours, so they know you've got it in there, and then go interview plants with your container. I mean, it's like, and you saw how I just set those in. It's a really nice way to look to see, does this look right? And instead of buying a bunch of things you don't need or can't use, it's a good way to do it. Can you see this okay? Okay. All right, I have this partially full already with soil. So all I do is we're going to do a small arrangement here. I wear gloves like this because you can feel the plant. If you have thicker gloves, I can't feel a plant. And so then I get frustrated, take them off, and then I end up with hands that look pretty bad. And I would fill this up to about, so it's a couple of inches below the top lip. And with that, and kind of pack it down a little bit, not real hard, but just kind of pack it down. Can you see? Now, at this point, I would spread. I'm sorry. At this point, I would spread that biotone, but I'm not gonna do it because it's kind of stinky. And I would just take a handful of that, but it tells you how much to use, and I would just sprinkle a little handful on it. And then if you could hand me the Osmocote. And then I would take this. And it's got like little measuring fluids and stuff, but I've done this so many times and you'll got a pretty good feel for what it's gonna take and much. This is Osmocote. Now, this also had fertilizer in it, but I don't control it, so I wanted a little more. Okay, so now we're gonna do. Would it help if I went down a little bit? For you, for everybody, I'm sorry, I like to plan things, but I'm not a very good person from him, this great, that traits me. Okay, we're gonna do a very simple arrangement here. Okay. There's more like so. Right. Geraniums. Everybody knows what geraniums, right? Okay, geraniums, when you go to a store, a nursery, this is kind of what you're gonna find. Geraniums do not like sitting in water. So if you get a little bit dry, like you feel this, they're ready for a drink. But they're still happy. But before the end of the day, it's gonna need a drink. What I do, you get them out, and squish the bottom, it's pretty easy. And then I groom them because it's a whole lot easier to groom them here than when it's planted, so I can see it better. So I pull off any brown leaves, any damaged leaves, I snip off. These look pretty good. I would also cut these off. I'll do one, but I know that it's going to be painful for you guys to see. But I'll show you how to do it. Because see, this is getting spent, and it's going to bloom more if you cut that off here. It's going to refresh. Don't look. So on geranium, if you just what I do is I just stick my snips to the and let it slide all the way. So it slide all the way down to the bottom. Just snip it off, and you can use that in the house if you want it for flower room. But see, this is already here. It's gonna bloom soon. Also, if you have just a couple of them, just pick them up. And if you got a wild flower that's off somewhere you don't like, most of the time when you have a plant in a pot like this, you don't really need to do a lot of screening, changing the roots on it. They'll be fine.
I thought they used to tell you to pat it and get those roots loose.
You know, if it's really root bound, you can go ahead and kind of tease it a little bit. You know, you can kind of fluff it a little bit. This isn't needed. It's only if something is really root bound. And then I'm like just dig a little hole, push it in so that it's about that correct size, position it the way you want it. I'm going to use something like this for my thriller. Okay. Now this has got obviously in a route here, it didn't really care for the road through. So those come up. Yeah, obviously is brown. There's any brown here. Kind of squish it a little bit. And no, so this has got roots coming on the bottom. Sometimes you cannot get it out of the container. Just cut those off. If you cannot get it out, and now these are all like wine. You sat in piles in it. They're ready to go. Now, see, this one's a little more root one. For this one, what I would do is just kind of fluff this a little bit on the bottom. And all you want to do is just interrupt that. That's all you want to do. You don't have to go nuts. The plant's going to be fine. So if I were going to do this so that you only viewed it from the front, I would have this back here. If I'm going to view it from the all around, I do it a little bit more centered. So I take this up in like a little ponytail, dig down inside. And smoosh it in. And firm, but not hard. Okay, well, because this one is there, I'm gonna match it on the other side. So again, I don't grab it from up here, but from a branch, because you're gonna break it. Go underneath the pot. Flip it upside down, and if you need to tap it, tap it. This has got some brown, pull those off. And that's pulling off something you want. Okay. I'll leave these on for you. But they will rebloom pretty quick. So so just kind of light. Okay, and we'll tuck him over here. Oops, I said that wrong. You gotta go.
You keep geraniums as annuals and you try to save them?
I don't say them. You can. But I don't have the space. So we'll tuck that in, pull the soil up around it. Okay, so why don't we try this? Is euphorbia. And euphorbia, there's different varieties of this. This diamond frost looks like baby's breath. So see, this isn't bad. Now, if it wouldn't fit, don't hesitate, break off. It's gonna be painful, I know, but don't hesitate. Break off something to make it fit. As long as you don't go nuts with it and you allow for plenty of root in it, it'll continue to grow and be just fine. So I'm gonna compare it to you here. Okay. All right, let's pack another one in here. Same thing over here. I think we're pretty good. So it's in here.
Erin, what were those called?
EUCHORBIA.
Those are the stars.
Tuck that in. And we'll do a little bit. Now this is called blue days. Now in the sun, these get these beautiful little blue flowers. They're not so happening here. Here's one. So let's tuck a blue days in there. This looks good. I'm trying not to make a big noise. So then, okay. Here. And then I'm gonna match it over here.
What was your thriller plan again?
This is, they call it just the spike. You can use in this something that's also beautiful and so like this is take your the histamine, some of the ornamental grasses, can be absolutely gorgeous, and some of them are actually thorns. And last. Here's. All right, so now. This is a vinca vine, not flower.
When you have enough space to put all that in.
I come to I like these things. Is it crowded? Yeah. But yeah, now, I'm gonna tell you. Something that if you're filling, say, I didn't get this in, I did a whole thing, but I can put an empty container, either take that out of that container. Okay, let's say, I can stick this as a placeholder in there, and it'll be the same size. If I can stick that, I can do everything else. Pull this out and stuff the plant in. That works. Particularly when you get into some of like your succulents, where you don't want to get soil in top of the leaves. It's because they're kind of neat to clean out with a paintbrush.
And what do you do if some of those require a lot of light and some don't?
These require all the same. So these are at least 6 hours, preferably all day. Okay. Oops, that's gonna be doing. Yeah. I'll show you a second. You'll stick him over here. Yeah, this was a little bit more root now. And these are tough, so the plants are pretty forgiving. And if it's too big around, just let it on. Just leave some pretty gentle. But you're not gonna worry. Oops. If something's not where you want it. Here's the point. Okay, now on this. How's it look? Now, after I get it planted, which maybe this was like. I'd spend a little more time being front than there. Skeeter might get me. Just thank you, Skeeter. But I would fluff things out a little bit more. Now, this I may not want this long, because if when I set it on the ground, that's going to be on the floor. Now, I think that's a nice look if that's what you're going after. But when you have ivy, when you have ivy, can I go around the front? Sorry, let's get you on to. Okay, when you have I spend a little bit more time fluffing and fussing, but you get the grip. All right, so these we can see are going to be way too long. So when you go to cut this off, to trim it, before I do that, actually, on some of these, when you get like if you again, plants are expensive, and if you only want to buy one of these, take it and drape it over the other side. And sometimes you can get more doing that, and with some of these that are long enough, you can do that. Also, wherever it touches the soil, it's going to send out new roots. But with this, now I could take this and just whack it all out at one side. It's going to look kind of goofy because this is kind of a nice, more of a free thing. So come in, and I want to look. So first, I'm going to take this one because it's got a little bit, looks like I probably set up colors on it. And you cut it right by the leaf. Okay, can you see this? This is out of the pot. This is the tail end of. I'm going to cut it here. If I cut it here, this whole stem is going to turn brown. So if I cut it here, it's going to send out more. Okay, so that's one. So let's do another one. Okay, this one's kind of long too, but I'm gonna want him a little shorter. So I'm gonna come up. And here's the tail end. Here's where the leaf. So I'm gonna go right by the leaf. And cut off the tail end. It's now you've got kind of this uneven, and they're gonna continue to grow. So that's how you can maintain that also. Okay, questions?
Yeah, would you come to my house?
No. I have a whole, thank you, but I have. Yes.
Is it container?
This one, I think ferns, they're concrete, and I couldn't carry it. I also. Really sadly, when you're in let me tell you. They planted a start from seed, a lot of stuff from seeds. A determinate tomato plant. I have it in this nice container, and it's got that big lettuce around it, and it's got everything. They won't fit in the back of the view. They got too tall because I started it early. I planted it early, and I moved it in and out. It was nice sunny days, so that like March, it would be outside and everything was fine and dandy. And whatever full, I just put it back inside under some lights. Well, it's back, and so it's like growing on. I mean, it's blooming. I've got. It's like, well, sorry, but
Yeah, they do okay, fine.
these full sun at least 6 hours. Let me get back here. Sorry, full sun at least 6 hours. This is a little droop to thirsty. And I looked last night. So, and they were watered yesterday, but you know, get home and you can really soak them in. But really now, all I would do is every couple of weeks, I would put in some of that water soluble fertilizer to keep these happy and blooming and bloom, you know, till frost if I take care of it. If things start getting a little bit too crowded or something, I may move something out. As I mentioned before, and if like this euphorbia likes to be a root. Doesn't look like it because it's nice and delicate and stuff. Sometimes it likes to be a root. And I'll go in and I'll kind of cut that back. And again, you can whack it back, you know, do like a pull it up in a ponytail and whack it and there. And it'll be fine. Or you could do like maybe a third at a time. And then it can kind of hide it back. It's way back. Okay. Deadhead. Plants want to reproduce. When they bloom, what they're doing is actually sending out blooms, they'll turn into seeds. And that's what their job is. So as soon as they do that, they think their job's done for the most part. And so what you want to do is keep them from doing that. And so by deadheading, even though it looks painful, but by deadheading, you're telling this plant, you're not done yet, get going. And so it's like, oh, I gotta send out more. I gotta send out more. And so you can do that. And if you want larger blooms, cut out some of the smaller ones. And you get your fewer that get bigger. So there's anything else in this. Midsummer, particularly like the petunias and those, watch for aphids, budworms. You know, they kind of like it. If all of a sudden you're not getting any buzzes that would grow close, you may have some budworms in there. And there's a chemical, it's called ET, it's organic. Captain Jack, I think is the name of the company, get it from. But that will, once you get budworms, it's what trees get them. They just save the plants. Midsummer, I would recommend going through and actually trimming, particularly like your petunias, something like your ivies and stuff to get it begonias for sure. I would go in and make sure that they're good for the rest of the season. Good to continue through the fall. Any other questions? Okay. Well,
I told the Master Gardeners Thursday we were in for a treat, and I think you all will agree. We thank you so much for coming, and we thank the Zoom people for being here and being part of the class. And we want to thank Karen is also, she has grown a pot of lettuce for everybody that's here. So she's got a gift for everybody here. And Tina, go get your name. Montana, she has brought tomato plants and mint plants back there to share with everybody.
It's very wonderful being.
So well, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next month in June for the presentation of the Lewis and Clark plants. Thank you.
I put them today, but if you order them.